Welcome back to another episode of Binge and Build. Today I am doing something a little bit different. As you can see, I am building something. Today I am ranking every season of Charmed, the 1998 classic, my absolute favorite. I'm going to start from my least favorite all the way up to my absolute favorite while rebuilding this iconic character herself. It is the P3 Club. This club was featured from season 2 all the way to season 8. And I hopefully you enjoy. Remember, this is my ranking and you might not agree, and that's okay. You let me know. I will guide you through each season, kind of the overall themes. I'm going to give standout episodes real quick. I'm not going to mention every episode. I'm just going to do a couple standout episodes I really liked and why. And of course, disclaimer, the club is inspired by It's The Sims. I can't do exact. I don't have everything exact, but hopefully you enjoyed this. So let's jump in. Starting with the season I really struggled with. I did not care for. And it actually don't remember a lot of this season either, to be honest. So season 7 is my least favorite season. Season 7 just kind of struggled. I really didn't like it. They had the villain Zanku. I didn't really like him either. That's the only thing. There's like 2 things I remember from this season, really. But it isn't fully realized. And I think the sisters are this kind of felt like the last season, really. And then they got season 8, but this one really did. It felt really like disjointed. You had Daryl not really helping them anymore. I know that he dealt with some magical issues where he like almost, so that kind of hurt because he had been helping them since season 1, and for that kind of pace to throw off, I did not like that. So we're going to talk about some of the standout episodes from this. I do like the season finale, the season finale episode where the sisters defeat Zanku and they go into hiding because I think they're just tired of it. And at the very end, you see Daryl and he's smiling because he knows it's his sisters. I really like that episode. I do like this episode kind of repeated a little bit that we've seen before, like an FBI agent or a cop is looking at the sisters. It's been done before. I liked the actor who played Zanku. I mean, phenomenal. But it's just one of those seasons that are kind of forgettable. And I know that, of course, they put Leo through, his Leo always goes through some stuff in this as well. But that is the only kind of episodes I kind of remember as a season finale episode. So it's not my favorite. It to me, it's the most unforgettable season, except the season finale. But there's probably more than that. I also like the one where Leo is trapped in like a spectral river. The scene is really haunting, and you have Piper, Paige, and Phoebe face the ferryman, which is a skeletal figure demanding a toll, and you kind of feel their desperations. I really like that, always rescuing Leo. They rescue Leo, and then just to know what they did in the next season, the last season, kind of made me mad. But anyway, that is my ranking for my least favorite. Now let's go to my next one, and the reason why it wasn't ranked my least favorite was season 8. This was the last season. I really enjoyed most of the season. It was okay. We had to deal with some of the like backlash not backlash. I don't want to call it backlash. Well, it was kind of some backlash because they cut Leo out. Daryl was no more because of budget cuts. I was really mad. I didn't like that they were doing that to Leo again. It was kind of annoying. And then for them to get rid of Daryl, who had been there since season 1, it just made me mad. I know it was budget cuts, but I think they did the best they could with that one. This one is the final season. It's trying to bring it to a closure. Just like I think season 7 kind of felt like a closure, this one kind of did better. Um, but it kind of lacks a little bit because we're still dealing with the aftermath of them switching bodies and going like hiding and not looking like themselves basically. And then oh my gosh, you had Piper get, pick someone who's like in trouble, so you had to deal with that for a couple episodes. So some of the standout episode is would be the season finale episode. Oh my gosh, it is phenomenal. You have the spectacular battle. I liked the battle. And the sisters fight to protect their legacies. Piper gets Leo back because if you didn't know, this season they take Leo away. So because he's supposed to go to help them fight this big battle that could destroy between Billy and her sister. Billy's the new character they introduce, young witch that kind of takes on the mantle for the Charmed Ones. However, best season finale I've ever seen in a show. That's why it ranks a little bit. Oh my gosh, it's so phenomenal. I love it. It's just the perfect ending. A lot of you might not think that, but to me it is. It finishes Piper and Leo as old, and they're reading the story of basically their legacy to their great grandchildren or their grandchildren. I'm not quite sure, because Piper's really old, so I'm not sure if it's grandparents or great grandparents. But it's such a great ending to a series. So beautifully done. A couple other standouts is I do like when Billy ultimately sacrifices her sister, because her sister, has been kind of brainwashed. Being kidnapped, and Billy's sister believes that she's doing what's right, but Billy knows that it just can't happen. So that is an ultimate sacrifice that makes me sad. I do like when they go back in time I love when they go back in time. That's like one of my favorite things they do in the series. But yes, a phenomenal finale. Billy, I know a lot of people didn't like Billy. I liked Billy. I just didn't like the fact that we got Billy and we had to give up Leo and Daryl. I hated that fact. I wish they could have added Billy and then kept those two. But I loved when they went back and they fought, and then Billy, they ended up forgiving Billy, because I think overall they realized that that happened. Like, she didn't know what to do, and I think part of Billy really just wanted her sister's love, or older sister's love, that got kidnapped. So that kind of made me sad. But yes, that is season 8, my second, I guess. We're going up. Okay, so let's talk about my next season, or my next least favorite season. I don't even know how to rank this. Season 6, you have this one kind of dives into complicated family dynamics with the arrival from Chris from the future, which you find out is Piper and Leo's son from the future. I do like Chris. I do like him a lot. He's funny. There's also an episode I really like in this series where the 3 blondes kind of come and take over their lives. Love that season. It's so good. I think this is also where we get introduced to Magic School, which I thought Magic School was okay. I just thought it was kind of a waste of time. They just needed somewhere to kind of to take the story a little bit further, because we never heard of Magic School before. It was kind of weird. You also had, I really liked the one that ran Magic School. I don't even remember his name, to be honest. The one that ran Magic School, because he thought he was doing was right, but he was really took it to the extreme. But yes, I like that one. I do like where Piper gets trapped. It's like the Legend of Sleepy Hollow. I think that's what it's called. And she gets trapped into a ghostly world. And I think Leo gets also trapped in this ghostly world. And I do like that. That is like the episode, because Chris is disappearing because Piper and Leo are not together right now, because they always do that to them. That's also annoying. And they have to hurry up and help them. And Chris is disappearing, so they need to make a baby basically, and they do in this ghostly world. And Chris is fine, and you kind of figure, oh, okay. And then you had where the sisters are trapped in a dark alternate universe where they have evil doubles. So yes, I do like that kind of. I do like when they have to fight themselves. It's really, really good. But yes, I do season 6 as an average episode. They're trying to stop Wyatt from turning evil in this episode. So I do like that. Spoiler alert, they do stop him from turning evil. I love Wyatt. Wyatt's so cute. So is Chris. But yes. And then we're going to go to kind of like the mid tier, which is, I love this season that's coming up next. Hopefully down below what you think this season will be. This is season 5, which is a lot of fairy tales and family. Season 5 does lean into more fantasy, I think. A little bit more. I know this whole show is fantasy, but a little bit more. One of like a good season. It's a really good season. There's lots of good episodes in here, but there's just other ones that are better. And you get Wyatt's birth, and that one's a really good episode. I like when Wyatt's birth episode. So this one has a couple of different episodes I really like. I do like when Phoebe, the Witch's Tale, part 1 and 2, where Phoebe wakes up she becomes a mermaid because she's sad because she lost Cole. Cole and her, broke up. I'll talk about season 4 in a little bit, but yes, she turns into a mermaid. Phoebe makes a beautiful mermaid. And I just love to see that. I love the Sea Witch. Very good episode. Beautiful cinematography. You also see Piper pregnant in this one, and like she has a lot of fear behind it, and she casts a spell about not having fear, and it was kind of a episode where you thought she was going to be really hurt. But yes, I love it. Part 1 and 2, they save a young girl. She fell in love, and she had, almost like Little Mermaid. I would say it's very similar to Little Mermaid, where a girl wants legs to find love. She tells him, and then he's like, you got to give me a minute. He didn't know what to think. And then, the Sea Witch is trying to take her. And yeah, but Phoebe makes a perfect candidate because she's angry about Cole. And then you have, let's see, what is another good one in this season? You have where they, where they lose robs the sisters of their senses. And that's kind of funny because you have them like screaming and yelling. Like, it's such a good episode where, one's without sight, one was hearing or touch. Good episode. It's funny. It's comedy. The girls do wonderful in comedy episodes. We don't get a lot of that much in the series. But yes, I do like that one. And then you have, what is another one I really like? Oh, I love the episode where Wyatt is born. 'Cause it's a day where no one has magic. And then like the father brings someone home and, brings someone home who is trying to rob. They're trying to take this child because there's a prophecy that he is either going to be the most evil or the most powerful. And, so there's a demon attack. No one has magic. And at the very end, the magic gets brought back. I love that one. And then we have one where Phoebe travels back in time to save A Lost Love. I really like that also one. You have to deal with like letting go. So yeah. And it's hard. A lot of times I think they really struggled with lost love, especially with Cole almost sometimes. Um, let's see. Now we're gonna go on to my next episode. I'm sorry, I do have a script, so and then I usually do not follow it, so I'm confused. But I'm sorry. Season 2, I do is the next one. The next one on the list. Love season 2. Um, season 2 really deepens the magical lore and explores relationship. You do get a new relationship, especially a new guy between Piper and Dan. Um, Now, I'm going to talk about Dan. Dan just seemed like a waste of time because, you know, it was always Leo. They wanted, this is what a lot of shows will do, is they'll break them up. Leo and Piper were not like the most exciting couple, but I didn't mind that. Like, it was okay. Like, I liked their relationship. Was it exciting? No, I mean, they were together for a long time for a lot of the seasons, but then you kept breaking them up. It was just kind of annoying to the point where you're like, ugh, you know? So I just didn't care much. Dan was sweet. He was a sweet guy. I just felt like he was more of a friend. They needed to do some kind of like, almost like a love triangle, to be honest, which was weird. I didn't like care for that one. So some of the standout episode is Morality Bites. That is where Phoebe stands trial for a future crime. Or, well, let me start over. They go into the future, right? Because they started using their magic for personal gain, right? And it was a test to kind of, it was a test to, oh my gosh, the elders did this test to see. And, you know, Phoebe kind of took revenge on someone and she ended up getting burned at the stake, like a future one. I really liked that episode. It really was a good episode. You got to see like Prue was blonde, and then you got to see you also got to see Paige, not Paige. She's not in season 2. You got to see like Piper and Leo were together, but they were divorced and they had a daughter. I really like to see like some of that. You also get in this season, you also get the introduction to what I'm building today, which is P3. Loved it. A lot of things happened there. A lot of sweet things happened there. And then we had the P3H2O episode where they returned to the summer camp where their mother passed or got, you know, and it was basically a Prue focus episode, and where she had really faced that hurt that she had, and that one was really powerful. You also got to meet Paige's dad in this one. You didn't know at the time, Sam, but you'll find out later. Another one I liked from season 2 was, oh my gosh, there's so many good episodes from season 2. I can just keep talking about season 2. I liked the episode where they, oh gosh, I just forgot. No, I'm trying to think. I get some of them confused. I like the 4 Horsemen episode in season 2, where an apocalypse threatens to end the world and they have to work together with the 4 Horsemen. But the 4 Horsemen is, of course, they're going to try to trick them. And it was like this whole company thing. That was really cool. Like the 4 Horsemen company. I liked how they expanded on that lore. So let's talk about my next season, which I liked, which was season 4. This season was about grief and rebirth. So Paige's arrival marks a turning point. This season explores loss, acceptance, and hope. There's a lot of good episodes in this season. I love the season opener, not season finale, season opener, Charmed Again, part 1 and 2. The manor felt empty without Prue. And And Piper really clings. She tries to call along Witch. It doesn't happen. Power of Three's broken, and they find out they have a half sister. And you find later on in this season, you find out that Sam, the one that we met in season 2, is actually her father. And Paige really struggles in this one. They're trying, because there's like this rule where you can turn them evil so they have so many days they have to accept it, or they can turn them evil. So that's what they're trying to do. I liked this next episode so much. Hell Hath No Fury, where Piper's grief manifests, where she turns into a furry, not fury. I don't know how to say it, but she's so angry, and like she breaks down, and she's like, I just, because now she's the older sister, and it's such a good one. I do like how, because when Prue like passed, they didn't just get over it. Like, it took a while, and like there's a part where they asked Paige to move in, and she's like, no, because the room is still, I can't move in. She keeps saying, no, I can't move in because it still has all Prue stuff in it. So I do like that a lot. Another episode, this is kind of one of my, there's a lot of episodes. A Night to Remember. I do like, we get to see Paige's past life, and she was like this evil enchantress who, it's like a storybook, and then she brings them out. Such a good episode. Oh my gosh, I love this episode. I love to see Paige play evil in this episode. I do love when they go back in time, their past lives is such a good one. I do love when they get to do their past lives. Such great. And the other one is when at the end, I think it's the season finale, I'm pretty sure, Long Live the Queen, where Phoebe finally gives in to her evil nature. And at the end, and she marries Cole in this season, and we find out Cole's the source of all evil after he gave up his power. And you do find out that she loves Cole, and she's gonna work for the underworld. And that's a good episode, because Phoebe always had that dark side to her, because you find out earlier in the season, I think season 1. So yes, that one was an awesome season. There's so many other episodes, but I'm gonna go ahead and move on to, I think I have 2 more left. So I'm gonna go up to my second favorite. So my second favorite season is season 1, which is the foundation of the show. The sisters discover their powers, and it's very spooky. I do like the supernatural. Early episodes, because of being a first season, they were still trying to get like their footing. But this one had some of the greatest storytelling. It's not my favorite, but could be. Some of the standout episodes is the pilot. I love the pilot. The pilot was creepy. It was different. Not different. Okay, let me back up. I liked the pilot episode, and actually did a binge build on the pilot episode, is because you kind of get dropped into their lives, and it's not, and Phoebe kind of explains their powers, and she kind of gives their power. There is a little bit goofiness with Jeremy, because the first like pilot episode is really silly, like the face, like the CGI, and like, I'm gonna tell you, the evil people get better looking over time. I do like that episode. It's such a good episode. Good start to the series. I do like the fear episode, where Barbas traps the sisters, and if I said their names wrong, I'm sorry. Horrible Nightmares. That's a good one, where they have to live their deepest fears. I do like that. Most of them are fear of losing one another. So yes, he comes back a lot, a couple episodes throughout the series. He's a pretty good one. He's probably one of my favorite like evil ones they faced. I do like the fourth sister. That is the one where You have a teenage girl that becomes obsessed, and there's a mirror evil person. And, I do like that one. She's just a lost young teenager who lives with her aunt. I do like the actress. Wonderful. She's in a lot of horror films. So very, very good. I love that one. Such a good episode. Now, the one I do like, and I think it's the season finale of season 1, is Deja Vu All Over. They're caught in a time loop. This one's a sad one. And they have to keep reliving this day until, basically they go to a time, or the evil guy goes to his time person, and he is he keeps reliving so he can win. Unfortunately, for them to get out of the time loop, one of my favorite characters, and the one that I think, for Prue, Andy, doesn't make it. And that one is a very sad episode indeed, just because I don't think Prue ever got over him. And I just think it's really sad. That's a pretty sad episode, and I'm just pretty upset in that episode. But yes, lots of good ones from season 1. Now let's talk about my favorite season. As you can see, you already know. My favorite season is season 3. I consider it the peak of all peak. I love season 3. Okay. Prue is starting her photography. The season delivers intense emotions. It really does. Powerful sister dynamics and high stake magical powers. They are in their zone. They're got it. They've been doing this for 3 seasons, 3 years almost, basically. There's a lot of good episodes of this one. I got to talk about it. My first standout episode is All Hallows Eve, where they go back in time, and they have on Halloween. They're all dressed really nice. They're going to go to P3 for the Halloween party, but they get sucked back because they have to help save their ancestor, who will eventually give birth to Melinda Warren, which you find out is the one who started the whole thing. Basically, the first witch, basically. I do like that one. They get to learn old school magic. Cole's there trying to, as I didn't talk about it, but Cole, you find out, is evil, and he is trying to hurt them, as many of them are. But yes, such a good episode. Oh my gosh, I like when Phoebe flies. They do magical stuff with apples, and they save a young witch from giving birth, because they think if they go back and wipe the family early, then it'd be easier to harm them. But yes, I do like that one. I do like San Francisco, where all the deadly sins take each sister. Lust, pride, and gluttony. You have Phoebe that's got lust, Prue that's got pride, and Piper that has got gluttonies, ordering things for Leo. Of course, they're married at this time. So yes, I do love that one. Now, I also like from this season, Death Takes a Hollowell, where Prue faces death herself. She's mad and angry at death. It took Andy, it took her mom. So she's trying to save an inspector. Yes, this one is very heartbreaking because she has to let what she thinks innocent go. It's almost like the Grim Reaper, and he tells you in this episode that I'm not taking you yet, so you kind of know what's going to happen. And it's not that the actress wanted to leave the show. There's a lot of controversies with that, but I'm not going to talk about that. But yes, I do like that one. Prue, there's a lot of emotion with Prue there. Now, one of my favorite episodes from the season, such a good episode, it's a sad episode, is All Hell Breaks Loose. It is where they are trying to defeat, oh my gosh, I forgot his name. It kind of defeat the sources. The source is, oh my gosh, what do you call the bad guy that comes and gets you? I don't remember what it's called, but they expose, and people on the television see it, and they start coming to their house. Piper gets hurt because they throw a witch out. Daryl tries to help him, but they can't help him too much, and they think that they hurt someone, so they're going to get arrested. So in this episode, Phoebe's down there dealing stuff with Cole, because it's always about Cole in these earlier episodes, earlier seasons, and she's basically gone, and there you find out that she can only save one, because Piper actually, they have to do the day all over again, and they don't chase. Is it Jax? I don't remember, something like that. And he has to they have to save a doctor who's going to save too many lives, and they go back in time, and he comes in, and they basically get knocked in the wall, and the doctor and Prue end up not surviving. So yes, very sad. Oh, this is also the season where Piper gets her blow up powers. I love some of those episodes. The reason why, and this is also the one where the actors that plays Prue leaves the series, and I like this episode because it's nostalgia for me. Me and my childhood friend, would print these scripts. Yes, you used to be able to print these scripts off online, and we would act them out. So yes, this is why it is like one of my favorite seasons. I love it. There's so many other episodes in this. You also get on the wedding, Prue acting wild, her oh gosh, I always forget what her astro is going to a bar, and you kind of get to see like the tough and the carefree Prue, and she ruins Piper's wedding, but they end up getting married. Such a beautiful, awesome wedding. So that is it. That's my full ranking of charm, from my weakest season 7 to my favorite season 3, all while rebuilding the P3 club. What's your favorite season or episode? Drop a comment below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time on Binge and Build. Also remember, this is my opinion and you don't have to agree. Let me know if I got some of your favorite episodes right, and I will see you next time. Bye.